Yeah, I'm actually, I wouldn't say delighted with the AJ Styles and Shane McMahon feud, but I'm pretty excited for the match. The thing is with the Mania card is that you have this really good mix-up of, former indie talents, guys who can wrestle really solid matches, but not all of them have the character work down. Not all of them have that different level of intrigue that kind of drags you in, that makes each match unique. And I think a lot of people have been bored with WWE programming lately because there have been a lot of similar style matches. A lot of guys with backgrounds in Japan coming in, not with the same movesets, but I think definitely with similar styles, especially after they've been kind of honed in NXT. You now have like Austin Aries and Neville set up for Mania. It's going to be a great match. You have, Sami Zayn probably and Samoa Joe. Again, going to be a great match, but another NXT match. You're going to have, who else do we have? Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Another great match. Another big NXT guy up against Jericho. It's relatively similar styles, but, it's another great match, but another kind of solid wrestling match. So there is always room in this kind of pay-per-view to have something a bit different. And I'm not talking Goldberg-Lesnar different. That's not really... it's not the kind of match that I'm referring to. It's not really a fun match. I mean, it's fun if you're really into those guys and, you want to see Goldberg beat someone up, or you want to see Brock Lesnar get his revenge, whatever the case may be. But I'm talking about a fun, high spots, high-risk match, Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon, street fight-esque, something a bit crazy, something a bit different. You can't have the whole show with just great quality, solid wrestling matches the entire way through, because it gets boring. You can't just watch the same thing time and time again consistently and expect to still enjoy it. I mean, it can be good, but we're not looking for an NXT takeover show here. This is WrestleMania. There should be something a bit special about it that isn't just good wrestling quality. It has entertainment quality, and that's what Shane McMahon and AJ has. We all know AJ can do a bunch of high spots. Even at 39, he can, do his 450s. I haven't seen him do a shooting star for a while. I know in TNA he used to do the jumping shooting star over the top rope. He could probably still do that, I'm guessing. Maybe he's saving it for a big occasion. He still has, the back somersault into the reverse DDT. Loads of big high spots, cool stuff that he can still do. He had, of course, that flying forearm onto Roman Reigns through the announce table. Phenomenal forearm, whatever you want to call it. And we know Shane is a spot monkey. He can do big spots. His elbow drop through the announce table is beautiful every time he does it. He had the cell spot last year, even at 50 years old, nearly 50 years old. Crazy. He just doesn't care at this point, I don't think. He has the coast-to-coast drop kick. There's plenty of things that Shane can do that adds intrigue to the match. And the good thing about AJ is, I know people want to see AJ have these big matches against other top talents, but one thing that people forget with AJ is when you have someone who's that good, when you have someone that Kurt Angle's basically said can just carry you through a match and make you do nothing, well, not nothing, but a very limited amount of work, then that's a huge benefit. And there's opportunities for guys like Shane who have popularity, who have high spots, to have a really good match without having to highlight their weak side, in the same sense that his weak side would have been shown in the match with Undertaker last year. Yeah, so the great thing about the Shane AJ dynamic is that you have two guys who can both pull out really big high spots, but AJ has that impressive wrestling background where he can still hone it in and keep it looking like a serious match, but also have that fun element to it, Like, nobody watches a Jeff Hardy match expecting there to be fantastic, great mat wrestling. I mean, he's a better wrestler than Shane, obviously, but people come there to see high spots, to see crazy stuff, and that's what you're going to get with Shane. And AJ kind of just hones it in a little bit, gives it that slight bit of, legitimacy about it, and makes it a good match. And that's what you want to see. Think back to maybe Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon. Match of the Year candidate at the time. Great match. Crazy stuff happened. Shane went through a legitimate glass window, like twice. You had the shooting star press that he tried to do to Kurt on the trash can, I believe. Top rope, angle slams, all kinds of stuff was going on. Obviously, Shane was a bit younger than now, but a lot of the stuff that he did in that match, you wouldn't put it past him to do now. He hasn't really slowed down a great deal. His stamina still looks okay. And with someone like AJ kind of pulling him through the match, I have no reason to doubt that he could still have a great match if that's the feud they're going for. So yeah, I'm looking positively for this match. I think it's a great way to break up the show. I do feel for AJ in the sense that he doesn't have many years left performing at the level he's performing at, and for him not to have a main event does kind of suck. But, I'm not AJ, I'm a fan. I want to see good matches, I want to see a good card. And, Randy Orton versus Bray doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. Throw AJ into the mix, it's automatically a good match. In the same sense that you throw AJ versus Shane, you have another great match. But it's something that makes SmackDown, I guess, if you're like a SmackDown versus Raw kind of guy, it's something that gives SmackDown, a different kind of edge. On Raw, they have a unique style match, something a bit different. Something that when you look back for moments, you always look for those WrestleMania moments. Shane can give you a moment. AJ can give you a moment. A Bray, Randy, AJ match is great. Like, I'm sure it would be a fantastic match. But would it have the same kind of moments that the kind of spot fest you're going to get from Shane AJ is going to have? Probably not. Especially if they add a stipulation to it. If they add a stipulation, something street fight, ladder match. I don't know what the ladder match would involve at the top, but something a bit different that kind of gives them a chance to show the full extent of their arsenal. Then I have no reason to believe that this could be a bad match. Well, I have no reason to believe that this couldn't be a fantastic match. Maybe not fantastic in terms of Dave Meltzer's going to give it 5-6 stars, but fantastic in the sense that you enjoy it. Fans who are watching it have reasons to say, holy shit, fight forever, that kind of crap. This is awesome. So, I'm feeling positive about it. I think it could be a very good match. I think a lot of people are underestimating what Shane can still do. I mean, he has the high-flying reverse elbow. He has the coast-to-coast drop kick. He has the elbow drop through the table. He can do a high spot. I'm sure he can still, he can do a couple of extra moves I'm sure we might not be aware of. He's training hard from the looks of things. He prepped well for last year. Let's see what happens. I'm still feeling pretty good about it. Yeah.